Hey guys, welcome back. Today is a highly requested video. I'm going to show you how to press loose mineral foundation. Specifically, I will be pressing the Lucy Minerals Original Foundation. This is a very moisturizing mineral powder foundation. I know that sounds crazy, but it really is. It feels to me like I'm applying a liquid foundation. It does not dry out my dry skin, so I'm kind of in love with it. This video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I have spent a ton of money at Lucy Minerals. I originally found out about Lucy Minerals from the Reddit subforum Indie Makeup and More, and they had posted about Lucy Minerals having a sale, so I bought some of their product during a sale figuring, well, if I hate it, you know, at least I didn't buy it full price. I ended up loving it. However, when I first went to apply it, it was so heavy when I did it right out of the jar that I was like, well, I need to find out another way to apply this because the coverage is great, it feels great in the skin, it's just too heavy. And so someone suggested pressing it. And I started looking into how to do that. The first time I pressed it, by dumb luck, it turned out just fine. And I originally pressed it into this IT Cosmetics container, which I don't know if you can see, but it's really pretty. It's like a white with iridescent pink shift. And you can see how much I have used. So yeah, that turned out okay by dumb luck. It did darken it up a little bit because of, I think I used too much of some of the mixture, but I decided at that point that I was gonna find the perfect way to press it. So I've actually bought a total of 7 jars of foundation in my quest to find the perfect way to press this stuff. Most of the rest of the pressings that I've done have been failures. You can see this one like totally cracked and didn't work right. This one is horribly dark. This one also not great. So I had all of those failures. However, after failure after failure, I kept researching. I finally decided that I should try doing it with fraction coconut oil, and that was the winner. So I mentioned that the Lucy Minerals Original Foundation is sort of like applying a liquid foundation in powder form. It's almost creamy, and I think that's because of the ingredients that they use. They use a lot of ingredients that I have never seen used in a mineral foundation before. It also has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, making it great for rosacea and redness and sensitive skin, which I have all of that going on. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what tools I used. I'm also going to list all of the products that I used in the description box below, so please be sure to check that description box. You can also buy compacts, but you need to buy the tins. I bought a bunch of compacts and didn't buy tins because I didn't realize they were sold separately. And I also repurposed some of my other compacts that I had. Before I began, I sanitized all of my tools in the 70% alcohol, and the important thing is that you let those tools completely dry before you do anything else. So for the last foundation that I pressed with coconut oil, I repurposed this Laura Geller foundation compact to put it in, and it turned out pretty well. I've already made like a dent in it from using it. I used 2 teaspoons of foundation to 2 teaspoons of a bunch of other stuff, and I'm gonna list out that stuff, and again, it's gonna be down in the description box as well. So my mixture that I made right here was about 50% foundation, 50% other stuff to make it glowy and make it press better, which I really like. However, if you want more coverage, do about 75 to 80%, maybe even 90% of the foundation and only 10% of the other stuff. And while you don't have to use any of the highlight powders, I do recommend that you use the Nylon 12 and the Satin Pearl just so that it will press better. I'm of course going to show you how I did all of this so you can see step by step the exact way to go through it and what it should look like. I mixed all of my powders together in one bowl. In the other bowl, I mixed together the fraction coconut oil with a few drops of the Cap-5 Preservative. Next, I did the most important thing, the thing that took the longest. I added the liquid mixture literally drop by drop to the bowl of powder, stirring with the mini spatula and the toothpick. For my foundation, it took a total of 130 drops of liquid. It may take more or less depending on what your powder combination is, but do it drop by drop, and it's very important. You'll see why. So I added this drop by drop and mixed it up. When it balled up, I would use the toothpick to get it off of the spatula and mix it up some more. You can see here it clumping together on itself. Part of it starts to look like when you make cookie dough, and part of it's starting to look a little bit like clumpy sand. It's sticking to itself. it forms like these little balls. It's worth it to take the time to go slow and not use too much liquid. Okay, you see how it looks right here? This is when I knew it was the right texture to put into my compact. I used the spatula to spread it out in the compact. My camera kept shutting off during this process, which was really frustrating. The texture here is much drier than in my original press or my failed presses, which were all much, much wetter. I used a pressing ribbon and a large round pressing tile to press it down, and I pressed it pretty much as firmly as I could. The way I knew that this mixture was perfect and not too wet is that it didn't really stick to the pressing ribbon. You did see a little bit of moisture on the ribbon, but you did not see the foundation sticking at all. It really pressed down nicely into the palette. This dried down pretty fast for me, less than 24 hours. I felt like it probably would have been safe to use at that point, but I waited a total of 48 hours before I tried it out. When you do a more dry press like this, the product is obviously ready to use faster. Also, it didn't darken like my original one did. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I know how I'm going to tweak it next time, because instead of doing like 50% foundation, 50% glowy stuff, I'm going to do probably about 75% foundation and 25% glowy stuff. I am currently wearing it right now. And also, just for fun, I ended up pressing like a sort of even more glowy highlighter. This is probably like 60% glow, 40% foundation, because I wanted to see if that would work, and it did. But this is definitely for like a more sheer day. If you have dry skin, I think that you should definitely check out the Lucy Minerals original formula, because it's basically made for normal to dry skin that's sensitive. They also have a formula for oily skin, so that if you have oily skin, you can still get an anti-aging foundation or one without any of those ingredients. Anyway, I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. Please be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share. And if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe to my channel. I make new videos weekly. Thanks so much for watching.